Hey, what's up, guys? I got the McLaren set today. McLaren car today. Got the Zandy set. Because every other car, I've had to readjust these tire pressures. I'm just going to do it right now. Actually, I'll go up to 131 here. And see what happens when we do 134 in front. See if we can get our ride height back down. Get this even again. Alright, suspension's all squared up. Go run some laps. As soon as I replug my throttle. For some reason, every now and then, now my pedals need a little reboot. I think it happens when my computer goes to sleep. There we go. Yeah, and I'll spend the first 10 minutes just getting up to speed, finding all the braking points, all that fun stuff. Not trying to set the world on fire, just figure out the car. Oh, too much pressure. Too much pressure. I'm interested to see what the McLaren does here. I'm interested to see how it handles the curbs too, because it does have a little bit heavier feel to the car, even though it's not really. I think it's only like 100 pounds difference between this and the Beamer. Could be wrong though. Yeah, and I really like this track, but it does take a long time to figure out. I've spent most of my time until this week just driving the Ford GT2 here. Probably have somewhere between 500 and 1,000 laps on this track just from different endurance races of the past. But it's really enjoy these kind of tracks just because it's that, you know, terrain track where it just really follows the land, and it's more like an actual road, which I always enjoy more. That's why I learned how to drive fast on. So the weird cambers on the road and weird corners and all those nuances it's not familiar, but kind of makes me feel like I'm at home. Another cool fact about this track is it was brought back from the dead. It was completely neglected in the 90s. I think in the late 90s someone else bought it, like trees were just overgrowing everything. Like I don't even know if you could drive around the track because the trees had overgrown it so bad. But yeah, they brought it back to life. It's a cool thing they did. It's a pretty cool track. Brake at the arrow this lap. Nice and stable. Wasn't under really any duress, but yeah, probably shouldn't hit that curb. It's kicked that right front up in there and had to wait for it to come back down.
47.14.
It's already kicking the Beamer's ass. I don't even think I ran a 47-1 in the Beamer. Yeah, I just want to see if I could go through in third gear. And I couldn't. Oh, shoot. That's promising. We can do real quick is look at our tire pressures. Give me a general idea where they'll be here. They're looking pretty good. There seems to be some extra camber in the rear, but we'll do some more laps here and see if that evens out or something. I'm gonna lie, I'm pretty excited about running a 47-1 that quick. Kinda had a hunch I'd like this McLaren a little bit more here. It was a oh jeez, man! I just went through here in third gear and figured out it didn't work, and then go and do it again because I'm not paying attention. All right. I think after this video, I'm gonna go to Fry's and go shopping for a webcam so I can get a pedal cam going. I'm just in damage control mode right now. So lucky. I was just doing everything I could not to hit that wall on the outside, and it just kind of came back around. I meant to do it. Alright. But not my focus hat. Did iRacing get rid of the birds? Speaking of focusing. I think iRacing got rid of the birds. I noticed I haven't seen the birds in a while. Unless there's some setting I have checked that says no birds. I accidentally unchecked that. I don't know, I just always remember seeing birds here, and I don't see birds anymore. Alright, real, and focus. Purple sector. Brakes are almost as good as the Beamer. I don't think they're as good as the Beamer. I think I can stop in a shorter distance with the Beamer. A little loose going through there. I think I might have a entry understeer problem that causes snap oversteer. Car was a little pushy through all those last little corners. Gotta be careful here because I guess the car hooks out. Yep, I just wanted to test it and it did it again. I was ready for it. So make a mental note of that and stop going that far over the curb there. Kind of does the same thing the Ford did. A better job getting through there. I just get lazy at the end braking there and don't brake enough and then blow the corner. I should have stayed in third.
.69.
Oh man, understeer like a beast through that corner. Just waiting forever for that front end to start turning. And going through here in third gear again because I'm an idiot. To get the car to handle better and I can carry a little bit more speed in that corner, third gear might not be that bad. I think I'm kind of in that spot where I'm in between gears and you can't change the gears on the McLaren, so we got what we got. Alright, won't take as much curb this time. A little bit better. Flat out all the way through there, which is always nice. Turn that corner alright. Trail braking. Pretty much trail braking all the way to the initial turn-in. Another little purple sector. 300s. Alright, gonna brake at the arrow again, just gonna finish the braking. There we go. Yeah, car is awkward through there. Car's kind of awkward. It's fast, but awkward. It's kind of like the Porsche. Porsche is awkward but fast, and this is the same thing. This is a different kind of awkward.
47.44.
I haven't quite put my finger on it yet. I do know I need to fix that initial understeer. Probably the first thing I work on. Alright, let's see how second gear does here. I carried too much speed. Yeah, probably, yeah, second gear is the way to go for that corner back there. And the same thing I did in the other cars, just a quick little upshift to third there. Just keep it in third though, through the exit. Unlike, I think the Beamer, I was doing a quick upshift to fourth there, but this has different gear ratios, so another purple sector. Flat out through here. It doesn't feel quite as easy to go flat out through there as it did in the Beamer. But I haven't done as many laps with this car yet, so maybe that just has something to do with it. But I know this setup still needs work as well. Front end just slides away so bad right there. That's kind of the McLaren's MO though. That front end's like a brick. Took a little bit wider line through there, that helped out. Brake a little bit sooner, get down to second gear when I'm supposed to. I love it. Full throttle, power steer, with the tires bouncing out of the corner. Love it. Just feels like you have to stay online. Of course, I haven't gotten again. Little sideways there. Just feels like you have to stay more online for the going up through the snake than you do with the Beamer. Beamer seemed like you could get away with being pretty offline, but this seems like you want to be online. We'll see what happens when I actually get offline. How unforgiving it is, but it I don't have a lot of confidence that it'll be too forgiving if I get offline through there. What's happening, man? I hate not saying hi when somebody else says hi. Especially if no one else responds. Alright, give it. I think we'll give it 2 more laps here.
.67.
And going for the super wide line, late entry, late apex. Trying to just make it easier for a car with understeer to get through there. Was waiting for the oversteer that time. Little understeer there. I just want to see what could happen.
Don't worry about it.
What would happen if I just tried to floor it over those curbs, and the car didn't like it at all. Probably be a purple sector. Nice back-to-back purple. Yeah, see, I had to let off the. I tried to get on the throttle and I had to let off and get back on just because there's some understeer there. Definitely got some understeer to get rid of. Took a little bit more of a traditional line that time through there. Get through here without hitting that curb. Yeah, still got a little bit of it.
Keep coming.
Let's see, I was a little bit more gentle with the throttle application that time out through there. Kind of washed out there at the end. Lost a lot of time. Well, don't feel bad, buddy. I've hit that wall a million times. Yeah, this track's rough when you've never driven it. A lot of nuances to learn. I think that's just all part of it being a natural terrain track. Yeah, too much curb. It's got a tendency to get loose on exit there.
.72.
Again, loose getting into that corner. Am I gonna still hit the tires? There we go. Alright. Mm-hmm. See where our tires are at. Pretty high temps for the back. I'm gonna try something a little different because I'm maxed out. Like I can't take any more compression out, which helps with turning. Oh, I can. I'll do that, and I'll take out the last little bit of rebound here. But that's gonna barely have any effect on the car. Reason the taking the compression down will help is because when you you get on the brakes, the nose will want to squat down. Well, this compression dampening controls the rate at which the springs compress, so basically the rate at which the front end squats down. And so by taking this dampening out, it helps the front end squat down quicker, which will help transfer the weight to the tires from the rear to the front quicker, giving them more grip and oversteer, hopefully. And then with the rebound dampening, this just controls the compression of the car after it squats down. So as it's coming back, it's the front end's lifting up. So what this helps with then corner entry is as you're going in, say you're going into a left-hander, as the car rolls to the right, this spring's gonna release from that compression as quick as it can. So it's gonna transfer out energy to the front outside tire as quickly as possible, so it's going to transfer that weight, hopefully optimizing the grip on that tire. And it's going to do it a little bit quicker than it would have with more dampening. But I think what I'm going to do I want to check the camber in the back again. That's alright. I think what I'm gonna do is take some preload out and put some wing in. So taking the preload out controls two aspects of the drivetrain. It controls it under acceleration and deceleration. The more preload you have in the rear diff, the more the two rear wheels are going to want to spin at the same rate. The more connected they're going to be when you're on the power and when you're off the power. The less diff preload you have, the less connected those two tires are going to be when you're getting on the gas or getting off the gas. They're going to be more independent of each other. No diff preload, just think of a car on the road, one tire's on asphalt, the other tire's on ice. No diff preload, the tire that's on ice is the only one that's going to spin. The power from the engine goes through the drive shaft into the rear end, and it'll go to the path of least resistance. So it'll go to the tire that has less friction, so it'll spin the tire with ice. Now if you have this diff preload maxed out, what it's going to do is it's going to, they call it locking the rear diff, and what it's going to do is it's going to lock those two axles together now, so when you get on the gas, the tire that's on the asphalt is going to help push the car. So by basically by decreasing diff preload, you're creating more oversteer when you get off the gas and when you get on the gas. When you increase diff preload, you're increasing understeer when you get off the gas and when you get on the gas. And because this car's kinda already got a little understeer in it, I'm gonna put more wing in the rear, because from my past experiences, more wing's been faster for me. At this track, when I was running the 4GT, I had one of the best races I ever had. I spun out, and this was fast, guys. Spun out and lost a whole bunch of position. Anyways, it was like a hour and I forgot how long those races were, like an hour and 10 minutes, something like that. Came back and ended up winning. Long story short is that car had full wing, and that's that season I always talk about where I ran everything with tons of wing and ran some of the best times. So it's a approach I might be adopting here pretty soon, just because it does seem like I'm still lacking a little bit of pace, even though when I started making these videos, they were just to make baselines, but my competitive nature is, I start getting more familiar with the cars and all that fun stuff. I want to start running more competitive, or at least not so much running more competitive times, because I'm already running competitive times, but you know, keep pushing my envelope, keep trying to be faster. Just kind of a natural thing for me. So that's what I usually do. I usually just start, alright, I'll chill, you know, take it easy, and then when I start getting comfortable with the car and start stepping it up and get a little more intense. But that's a whole other beast, getting sucked into the competition side of things. Which I've done once in official racing, and it kind of bit me in the ass, so kind of been bitter towards it. Putting that much energy and effort into that kind of a championship system that's kind of... I mean, I'd say for the most part it crowns proper champions, but every now and then it gets it wrong. That's just my opinion. So that's why I like to just focus on having fun races in official now, and well, it's not even really serious stuff in the endurance racing right now, but I think I'm going to start stepping my game up in that too, and just start practicing it a little bit more with the sets before I go out and race. But right now, I'm going to focus on driving. I've been talking entirely too. So, of course, I think this is the first flying lap. Car feels awesome. I'm getting all that Sasha here pull away. I don't want it to mess up my lap time. Get like a lap time in there, then you know I got with the draft. It'll kind of screw me up. Just want to get no cars in front of me. Later, when I get a better baseline, I won't mind being in the draft, seeing what kind of time I pick up. But right now, I just want to focus on getting the car faster. On that lap, I had better turning. See if that keeps up. Man, I haven't got my timing figured out for that corner I keep turning in too early. That's nice, man. I mashed the throttle out of there and it's so much more stable, and that's probably mostly because of the wing. I didn't realize I was running such low wing. Oh boy, man, you gotta watch out for that curb. It doesn't like that curb, just like the Ford. Thing's gonna give me a heart attack the whole race. It's almost like the wheel does such a good job of just damping over the curb or the whole suspension that it just, you know, it doesn't even really hop over the curb. It seems like it just slips right over the top on the other side and then hooks the back side of the curb. And the 4GT just jumped that thing. But it also might be such a stiff chassis that when I get the wheel up like that, it kind of puts the chassis in an awkward position as far as, okay, too fast. As far as where the wheels are on the, you know, it just can't really explain it. Kind of binds up the chassis, makes it do weird things. Those first lap tires on here, I'm just going to say screw it and see how good a lap I can run. Yeah, I don't know why I just lifted there, but I did. Ugly corner. Right, trying too hard. I definitely have the best pace on McLaren this week, that's for sure. Through here, flat out, kind of off. Yeah, that was nice. Kind of offline, full throttle. Ooh, too much speed. Way too much speed. Yeah, I'd say this is my best car of the week. Pretty much by a mile.
46.52.
So you see there, putting that rear wing on with all that extra stability really helps the confidence levels and allows you to push that a little bit harder. Pretty good. A little understeery in the middle though. I'll see if I can work on my high-speed dampers to maybe handle these curves with a little more finesse. Right now it's terrifying at moments. It's unpredictable. I don't know what the car's gonna do. I don't think I should go to first gear for that corner unless I get really bogged down by a slower car. Second lap, still keeping pretty decent pace. Alright, see if we can get through here a little bit better. A little bit sooner, still screwed up the line. Wait, I missed the apex and then just now returned. So I'm starting to pick up a little slight tendency of the car to start pushing. And that was awkward. Still need a lot of laps on this track with this car right now. Muscle memory is not there yet. Still got good pace on. See, it's starting to get a little loose, though. Gonna take it back a notch on how aggressive I'm
Should
driving.
have that head feature effect, John. That's another PB again with you in the room.
5.
That's awesome, man. Glad to hear it. Yeah, the rough, it's on edge this week, but it's quick. As long as you keep it in between the lines. I am finding, though, that this McLaren might be the quickest car, at least for me this week.
Yeah, I was trying to use the McLaren last week, and it was just a bit too edgy for me, so I had to go back to something like the VIR.
Yeah, well, I think this is the week to try it. I think it's going to be one of its strongest weeks this week. Alright, now what am I doing? Grabbing a car. Trying to remember what I'm even trying to figure out as far as what the car is doing right now. Oh yeah. I was starting to get a little loose at points and I was backing it down a little bit because I thought I was overdriving the car. Alright. Right there's a little tendency to get loose. It wasn't the best line, but I missed my apex again. It kind of pushes out. Rear end's all right through there because it was getting a little loose there before. But I think with 4 more clicks of wing, it really helps tighten it up there.
47.7.
If it keeps getting looser and looser, I might even just put a little bit more wing in it. So right now, the turn-in's pretty good.
I don't know what it is, I just can't seem to bring myself to go and buy the GT.
The Ford?
The thing, it's horrible.
The Ford?
Yep.
Wouldn't be bad if it was in its own class, but yeah, relative to these cars, it's not quite there yet. It's getting closer though. There's a lot of fun at Daytona.
Have you seen the images of its replacement that they've announced recently?
Yeah, I don't mind the way it looks. I'm just not much of a V6 twin turbo guy. Put a V8 in the thing. A V8 belongs in it and nothing else. I even saw a video where they started it up and it was not impressive. Maybe it sounded better at full song, but at startup it just doesn't get me going like a nice V8 does.
Yeah, I think they've taken quite a few cues off the Ferrari as well. If you take a look at the design cues and the way that they've done the aero on it,
Oh yeah, for sure. The whole rear end looks like a Ferrari. But I'd love to have one.
0.53.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. You know, if one magically appears outside my house tomorrow, I don't care if it's pink, I'll have it.
Alright, so I gotta pay attention. Yeah, probably too much speed through there. Alright, let's see how it handles after we get out of the top of this snake here. The snake's this little, all these S's right here, it's called the snake. Let's see how it handles when we get up here to this left-hander, see if the rear end wants to step out. And didn't that lap. Oh no, I'm done. I'm done. That's game. Alright. Well, shoot. I just really don't know what to do. See how the tires are doing. And I go 2 clicks on the rebound damping just to help with that at the top of the S, that little right-hander. Just to snug up the rear end a little bit on the exit of the corner. So again, like before, the low-speed rebound dampening controls the compression of the springs. So as we're going into that left-hander at the top of the hill, and because you let off for it, let off a little bit before you go into that corner, so that kind of neutralizes the suspension, gets it back to a little level playing field. Then you get back on the gas, and it's pretty minute, but it's still going to shift a little bit of weight to the back, and as you're turning in, it's going to shift that weight. Not only is it going to shift it to the back, but it's also going to shift it to the side. So by adding more dampening here, I'm slowing down how fast it transfers the weight to the back, and I'm slowing down how fast it transfers the weight to the right. Just to give, just think about it, if you had a lot of weight transfer at a very fast rate, it's gonna, and it hits a wall, it's gonna, you know, it's gonna unsettle the car more if you had a lot of weight and you transferred it at a slow weight. It's just gonna create a little bit more stability. I'm also going to probably do anything else because I probably don't have enough fuel in this car. I'm gonna put it up to 75 liters because I don't feel like I have enough weight in the car or fuel. Let's do 74 because I don't have to mess with the front suspension. I'm not even sure if that'll be enough gas for the race. So, saved a set for this track yet. Or... Right. No, I'm gonna go one more click down on the preload. And one more click up on the wing. Reason I went one more click down the preload, I just want to try and get a little bit more rotation in the car, and then I'm kind of countering that with one more click of the wing. Just hopefully giving myself a little bit more stability and the rear of the car to handle a little bit more rotation in the car. So, let's see how this works out. I'm basically, I know I've said in other videos, and you really don't. You don't want to change a lot of things at once, but the more you get used to tuning cars and the more you know how it's going to respond, you can make multiple adjustments at the same time. And I only really like doing it by focusing on one thing. So all I was really focusing on was getting the rear end a little bit more snug, at the same time getting it being able to handle a little bit more rotation. So it's all kind of pointed. It's all kind of pointed in one direction. Man, that curb is just scary going up through that snake. I'm really gonna try and not talk this run so I can focus here.
You probably get us a lot, John, but I want to say thanks for the videos, though. Very, very good. Very informational. Certainly helps with the learning process on here.
Oh yeah, my pleasure, man. I'm just glad I could do something that's relatively chill on my part to help other people out. So yeah, it's the first lap, so there's nothing really to get excited about. Other than my best lap was on this lap, so I guess I coulda be pushing the envelope a little bit more, but I'm gonna take a little bit more laid back approach this time. Let's let the car come to me kind of deal. Which basically just means driving within the car's limits, and when the car's ready to go faster, it'll kind of just happen naturally. Which I always think is the best way to drive a car, because you slowly build up your confidence and you keep getting faster as the race goes on.
Keep going.
Oh! You alive?
Right side, clear.
So, John.
No, it's all good. That snake's tricky.
Yeah, I don't often get it wrong. I've been just been trying to just take speed through that recently.
Yeah, the rough was the only car I couldn't take through there flat out at the top. I always had to lift in that one. But it doesn't really matter because no one can pass you there anyways, so if you have to lift a little bit there, it really doesn't matter. Unless you got an idiot that tries to dive bomb you in the next corner, but only idiots will try and pass you in that corner.
Yeah, the rebound certainly helped. That you mentioned as a high can't get my words out when I'm driving. It's ridiculous.
Oh, I know. Yeah, the high-speed rebound. Yeah, I tried to make it a little bit better, but I think it's just the nature of that rough. It likes to bounce.
Yeah, definitely right. Definitely right. It's one of the things. You know, on the fuel that you seems to have a little bit of an issue on.
Oh, that's just pure laziness on my part. It's all that is. I'm usually pretty good with fuel mileage, but I forget to look at what my fuel mileage is per lap, like all the time, and then because all you have to do is do that and multiply it by the number of laps around the race and you got your fuel mileage, but I got a lazy bone.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you just leave iSpeed running in the background, it tells you the average for the last five laps, and bingo.
Yeah, I should probably start doing that, because the problem with the dash that I use is that as soon as I go on the pits and whatever, get out of the car, it gets rid of that information. So if I'm not looking at it on track, then I'm not getting that information. So it'd probably be a good idea to run iSpeed. That way it'll be there when I'm done. Good idea.
Yeah, it's like I tried to do some calculations, so 30 minutes times 60 seconds, divide that by an average lap, always comes out short of what the actual race is. So the race is what, generally 20 laps, put 2 laps on for safety, and then and that generally tends to give, I think, calculated out this week, I think it's about 64-ish litres in the run for this week.
Gotcha. Nice thing about the talking is it kind of puts me on autopilot for a couple laps, so I can just get those super goody tire laps out of the way and then see how she feels after. I think it's my second flying that. Honestly, couldn't tell you.
.96.
Still got great, I mean, an awesome pace. Offline, had to lift. Yeah, I think that rear end's a lot more stable now. I just got that last little bit of stability I needed out of it. But I think this is the third lap, so still got some laps to run before his tires really start to fall off. Yeah. Just didn't finish my braking. A little bit of push when I want to get back on the gas in that corner. I have to wait for the car to rotate just a little bit more before I can get on the gas.
46.67.
Yeah, this pace of this car is awesome this week. That was just bad line on my part.
What's about doing a Q&A yet, John?
I might be something I might start doing once I'm upgrading my internet on Friday, so I'll actually be able to start doing streaming. Never done Twitch before, but I'm gonna start testing that out. Might be something I do. And it seemed like that'd be a good thing to do live. Yeah. I just hope I got answers.
Good point.
I think that was an exclusive Jay Holland leak right there. My massive audience. But yeah, I am gonna upgrade my internet on Friday. Hopefully it's as advertised, 300 megabytes up and 20 megabytes, or 300 down and 20 up. Start doing some Twitch there and getting some requests for that and see how that goes. People seem to like the Twitch. I have to confess, I haven't got too much into the Twitch. Watched a couple of Matt Malone's videos. That's about it. And then what'll be really cool with my new internet is you guys will actually be able to ride along with me and go through the whole 24-hour races, 12-hour races, all the endurance team stuff I can't do right now because my internet's not good enough to capture. Or what's wrong? Yeah, my internet's not good enough to stream team events, so hopefully that all changes with the man, with the it's kind of a fun little lazy spin around. What am I doing? Trying to explain something to you guys. And it's gone. Alright, now I can really start seeing how the car's handling. Put a couple laps on it. Kinda did a little four-wheel slide through there. Went through that corner pretty awesome.
.68.
Stopping power, that was a horrible line on my part. Too early entry, too early apex.
He's rolling.
God, I'm just not driving well right now. That was my fault again. Pretty secure through there.
Expected broadband speed when it gets upgraded.
Well, if it's advertised, it's 300 down and 20 up. I'm not holding my breath yet because I live in a pretty small town and AT&T didn't exactly deliver, so I'll see if Time Warner does a little bit better job. But if it's as advertised, it should be more than enough. And then I'll be able to like stream my 24-hour races I do that I haven't been able to do and stuff like that because my internet's not good enough right now to do it. I can only do single person events. I know you guys probably don't believe me anymore, but I'm gonna focus this lap. It's right on the edge of being too much understeer through there, but there's really nothing else I can do other than adjust my tire pressures. That is something I want to do. I want to bring all the tire pressures down quick and see how the car handles. It's alright through there. Kind of overdrove entry. Let's see if we can get... Actually, no. The car is not behaving through that corner. I am wrong. It's doing that front nose squatting down too quick and the whole rear end jacking up and getting loose on me thing. Which sucks because the car feels pretty good everywhere else.
So what speed are you on now? You're on 20?
Right now, in theory, it's supposed to be 18, but it's never been better in 1.8, and up, it's never been better in like 0.8.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's abysmal. It's amazing I can even play this game, really.
We're relatively lucky in the UK. I'm with Virgin Media, so I'm on 150 down and about 20-25 up.
Yeah, that's plenty. I'd be very happy with that. It was only like 20 bucks more to go for this package, so I just said screw it, just in case if it is less, so maybe more of less. Alright, let's see if it does that weird nose drop thing again up here.
48.9.
I'm not appreciating that too much right now.
Is it unlimited as well, or are you capped?
It's unlimited. Yeah, he's talking to me right when I was going through that corner, so I couldn't really pay attention. It's good though, you guys are getting all the details on the internet connection, all that fun stuff. Call it an interview. Again, car feels great through everything except for, I think, that one corner. Yeah, uploading a YouTube video right now is a joke. Like a half an hour video takes like 4 hours.
Must have taken you absolutely ages to get those 3 rough videos up that you've just done.
Yeah, I got a little system worked out now. What's nice on YouTube is you can start and upload and cancel it, and upload the video again, and somehow it recognizes it's the same file and it'll continue your upload from where you're going. So I can start uploading a video, and if I want to go race or something, I'll turn it off so I'm not screwing up everybody's race and come back. So I can work around it. But yeah, it'll be nice to upload videos in a quarter of the time, if not less.
You'll go and make a cup of coffee, by the time you come back it'll be up.
So I'm hoping. Alright, so it's not good through that corner. Not good through that corner. If I even mind it, it still treats me poorly. Unstable. Which, again, I still haven't really been paying too much attention going through there, so I don't want to say anymore until I really have a... Oh boy, never mind. Never mind, I'll just wreck the car instead. Well, shoot. Gonna take a click out of the rear tire pressures. What I'm hoping this does is basically just gives the rear tires more grip. I'm hoping they're a little overinflated right now and getting too hot and causing them to get a little too greasy back there. Also, by taking a little bit of air out of the tires, you take a little bit of the spring out of them as well, so maybe that'll slow down the weight transfer just enough going into this corner. But honestly, it's not usually the way you want to attack the problem in that corner. Usually you want to work on the front end of the car, but I just feel like if I do anything else to that front end, it'll start pushing again. But that's no excuse not to experiment. That's why shit felt this good every lap. And it'd be real easy. Yeah, she sure does feel good with new tires. It's weird because it doesn't show up at all on the first couple laps. Nice and stable. Really hoping it's a tire pressure issue. Run out the clock here, got about 13 minutes left, and see how she does.
Sorry. Are you still using the old CSW pedals with your new wheel, Joe?
I use the CSR Elites. Yeah, they're great pedals.
46.66, keep coming.
I mean, especially for the price. I've had these things since 2012. I had never had a problem with them, other than having to tighten up a couple bolts, which just seems normal to me. Still on the same load cell.
TX, first thing I did with the pedal that you get with that, I just used the door stop. They're ridiculous.
What's that?
I've got a Thrustmaster TX, so the pedals that you get with that, you might as well use them as a door stop. So for the first thing you do is just get rid of those things.
Yeah, no, you don't want a potentiometer brake. You definitely want a load cell brake. But yeah, I mean, for the price, you can't go wrong with these Elites.
Yeah, the only thing I wanted out of the buying the TX bundle, as it were, was just the base. So, you know, got rid of the steering wheel, got rid of the pedals, and substituted those out. But great wheel. Because I think you was asking on a video the other week, which is like the top of the line Thrustmaster. So for feel, the TX; for power, the 500.
Nice, yeah, I was definitely curious about that. I'd like to try them side by side just to see, you know. But yeah, you can, it must be the same level of difference, so you can definitely feel that you've, the game starts to make a little bit more sense, starts to make it a little bit easier to save cars off on stuff.
Yeah, I put a Momo wheel on this base. As soon as I got it, it makes a lot of difference.
Alright, still not misbehaving. Still acting like a race car. It's terrifying when you get, like, if you roll that back real quick, you'll see how close I was to the white line just before I broke into that double right-hander around Oak Tree. It's like you just freeze up And you don't want to turn the wheel anymore because you're afraid if you just touch the grass and you try and turn the wheel to get away from it, your car will just spin out. So it's always like you're walking on a tightrope when you get close to the edge like that. Kind of just hold your breath for a second. Just wait for that car to whip around on you as you touch the grass. And at the same time praying it doesn't. Man. I'm driving. Sorry guys. I wish I could be driving a little bit better right now. Good sight though.
48.06.
I guess really all I'm doing is seeing how the car handles in this one corner. It's the only thing I'm really curious about. Start to feel the front drop. It's just weird how it's progressive like that. So I didn't feel super comfortable going through that time, but I think I broke a little too early at the same time. Felt really good through there. Yeah, nice jump over the curb there. What'd you have before you had that wheel?
This is my first one. Straight sim racing with this.
Nice. Got a little four-wheel slide down the hill there.
From work, and just tried sim racing from. Used the toy for about all of 10 minutes playing a set of course that I'd already had. And that was it. Through that straight away, went online and ordered TX after doing quite a bit of research and watching lots of videos of it.
Actually, that was really nice through there. I might be freaking out this whole time. I just might not be paying attention. That felt really good, but like I said, I'm gonna run the clock out.
It's like any other hobby, you look at what you've got and what you'd like, and always wanted a Bodner wheel, and now that the Taki Force is out with all the additional software and stuff, that looks like it's going to be amazing. So I can't wait and see reviews of people that have actually got the first batch and see what they think of it after they've had it for a couple of days.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be my next purchase, but that's probably like 2 years away. I want to let them get through, you know, a couple of development cycles, and then everybody will get all their profile. That's what I'm really excited about, like the profiles and all the extra telemetry they use for force feedback. So it'll be cool to have like a whole library of profiles all ready to go. But I just bought this wheel, so I'm going to enjoy this for about 2 years.
Yeah, it's like the hardware itself is pretty much tried and tested. I don't know if you've seen in the forums, you can do yourself your own DIY servo wheel for, well, probably about $800 to $1,000, if that, and you can get all this kit, and then if you don't mind doing a bit of DIY, you can do it all together, versus, well, $4,000 I think it is to you guys for the Bodner wheel. And so it's tried and tested technology. The key thing that they're bringing is the package with the software and, like you mentioned, the profiles. That's the key thing of them bringing more to it.
Yeah, can't wait. That feels good through there. I was tripping. Maybe that little tire pressure change I made helped. I hope you don't mind, Paul, but you're going to be on the majority of my McLaren race prep video, so I'm just calling it a little interview period because it kind of did a little sneak preview on my new internet connection and doing Twitch and all that stuff, so it kind of worked out. Except for me driving off the track, because I can't pay attention when
Cool, no problem, John.
Still gonna run the clock out. No, I'm not. I'm gonna call it.
As long as you don't get a mid-driving in there, because that could make the video go really bad.
No, only just the one part where I ran into you. Oh, that he didn't hear that. Alright guys, till next time. Sorry if this video is a little discombobulated, but good news is McLaren's fast. Alright, till next time guys.